Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video and another aircraft premium. So we are ending up the series that I did on the last, yesterday and today, to check out all the new premium aircraft added to War Thunder in the patch Danger Zone. So we are going to talk about the Mirage Milan, or the Dassault Milan, or whatever it's called, which is the new addition for the rank 6 premium aircraft for the French Tech Tree. So yeah, we already talked about it, the Lightning, the F-53, and of course the Ariete from the Italian Tech Tree. You know, I enjoyed the English Electric Lightning very much, and I enjoyed the Ariete very much as well, even though I wouldn't buy the Ariete still because it's not my style of gameplay. But yeah, and we have a new aircraft which is very good, but it has one little problem that I'm going to talk about later. So let's talk about it first. So yeah, it is a Mirage 3, basically a Mirage 5 technically, kind of, you know, because it is made for kind of ground striking and stuff like that. Exchanges all the radars and range finders, everything like that. It exchanges on the nose for a laser rangefinder, which makes it so that it can have ballistic computers. So it has CCIP and CCRP for everything, so it becomes a little bit of a more effective ground attacker. Of course, also it can carry the two AIM-9s. Of course, the main armament is the DEFA cannons, as all Mirages have, the normal 30 millimeters. So yeah, basically not a lot to change from the Mirage 5 actually, with the main change of course being not having the Magic 5, the Magic missile. I mean Magic 5 just, but the Magic missile, and of course not being that high of a BR. You know, it is 9.7, so it has a chance of getting a lot of down tiers. And of course the mustache. You know, it is kind of whatever, that little thing, you know. It's not very usable in game, you know, in normal matches, because of course, if you do not know what I mean, I'm going to show to you guys, but it is just, it's like a little canard that opens up on the nose of the aircraft to help it continue to have the normal, you know, capabilities of angle of attack and stuff like that at low speed. So it becomes a little bit better to land and take off and do low energy maneuvers and stuff like that. It was basically made for together with the Swiss, with the French and Swiss engineers, to actually make a version for the Swiss Air Force, but they ended up not building them a lot. And to be honest, I think the Milan is kind of a wasted opportunity to have some very cool aircraft. I was talking yesterday with a friend about the Mirage 50, for example, which would be a better version of the Mirage 3, and it would be just a little bit better than the Mirage Milan, you know, for the French Tech 3, and it would be fun. I mean, I would get it if it was the 50 from some nation that used, a lot of nations use that aircraft, and they have many variants, you know, and different radars and different stuff like that. So yeah, one of the good parts, of course, that it remains like the Mirage 50. It has the 9K50D engine of the Mirage F1, so it is probably the fastest Mirage 3 that we have. It is for sure faster than the Mirage 3 E and C, but I don't know about the share. Technically it's a Mirage, and the 5F, it would have to you know, see the aerodynamics of it and stuff like that. But in general, it is better because of its engine. A lot stronger than the others. I think it's 10 kilonewtons, but I could be wrong. But it is very strong. So yeah, it's a very fast aircraft that can turn a lot, and basically means that the Mirage Milan is the, you know, the main problem that the Mirage had was the engine sometimes. So yeah, they can it basically fixes that. but it has its problems as well, of course, with the not having magic, so of course doesn't have flares, doesn't have anything like that, and it is just very limited in the weaponry department, um, because it is basically a Mirage for ground attacking. So yeah, basically it is like that, you know. But still, it is pretty cool to have it, and I think it's a lot of people are complaining about it and say that it's trash. I don't think it is. I think it's very good, and I think it's one of the best Mirages out there, you know. The main problem with it right now, I would say, it's the matchmaking. I don't know if it's because of the patch and stuff like that, but I guess, I mean, it's like 90% of the battles are up tiers. So you ended up fighting a lot of people with R60s, with even the A5 with the magics, and it's just not that fun to fly against those aircraft, you know. I don't think it should be facing, you know, only MiG-17s and stuff like that, but uh, it's something that I felt that it's kind of a problem right now, in this stage of the patch and stuff like that. It makes it so it's a little bit harder to actually fly this aircraft. I was actually having a lot of trouble getting good gameplay to actually make a video on the good performances of this aircraft because of that, and it's just facing a lot of up tiers, and when you don't have flares and stuff like that, an R60 or even an AIM-9G can be very, very dangerous. So yeah, it's a thing that you have to be careful, okay? If it's worth it, I think it is. I think still being 9.7 and after a while with the patch kind of fading out a little bit, it will be a little bit better than it is right now. You just have to be kind of patient, you know. But I think it's one of the best Mirages that we have, the Mirage III that we have. So it's just a way that, I mean, and having the premium bonuses and stuff like that. I'm going to show at the end of the video one tactic that I always use with the bombs, and you get a lot of bombs, a lot of points and stuff, which are destroying the bases. I'm going to show how many bomb points you can get and what's the best loadout with it. But yeah, you can carry, like I said, it is an attacker, so it has the AS-30, not the laser guided variant, of course, but still pretty good missile. It has all sorts of bombs. It has the Mark 83s and Mark 82s, and have some French 250s and 400 kilos as well. So yeah, even some rockets and stuff. So yeah, it's very capable to ground strike and bomb, especially because it's faster than the other Mirages. You know, it's like a better Mirage 5 basically. But you have to think, of course, the Mirage 5 has the magics, which makes it so that it's a higher BR, of course. But still, with that in mind, I still think that it's better because together with the low BR, you can have a lot more time to bomb and stuff. I normally don't like bomb stuff and bomb basically stuff like that. But these are I normally use for that aircraft that were used for that in real life. So, for example, Su-17, on the video of the Su-17 M4, I said that it is a very good thing to do with the aircraft to actually use it as a bomber, because the bombs are very effective at destroying bases, and in that manner you can get a lot of points. So this would be the most ideal tactic in the long run for getting more points to get to the top tier with France, is to just carry, I'm going to show in the next clip, the bombs and the missiles. You drop the bombs, and then after that you go hunting for some targets, you know. Having the premium bonuses it's very, very nice to have it. So yeah, but it is a Mirage 3, you have to think about that. I mean, it's not the most pleasurable aircraft to fly for most people. You know, a lot of people complain about the Mirage 3, so it's probably not the normal. It's not like the F5C or the MiG-21s that you can have premium wise, you know, that it's just kind of a, everybody likes it, you know, everybody likes the aircraft, and then everybody flies kind of alright. The Mirage 3 is kind of an aircraft that not a lot of people can have a lot of kills with it. I have this feeling that you have to actually master it a lot, because it has some odd things with its aerodynamics, like it loses a lot of energy and stuff like that that you have to consider when flying it. So it's just something like that, you know. But I still think it's worth it if you want to fly the French. I still think that we could receive the Mirage 50 and stuff like that. Would be nice, would be better, but still. And here we have the strategy that I normally use for getting the most amount of points with a premium aircraft. If the aircraft is an attacker, of course, I'm not saying about the designation in game of an attacker of a strike aircraft. I'm saying in real life, you know. So, and I'm like, for example, the F1, the Mitsubishi F1. It's an aircraft that I like to do this. The Sukhois, even the MiG-27s. It's always nice for faster aircraft, you know, to do this. At the end, I mean, the first couple of minutes of the battle, you do this and you get a lot of points. As you see, I'm going to drop all the 10 bombs. I'm using this is the most amount of tonnage that you can get, which is the Type 25 50 kilogram bomb, French bomb. Okay, so 2,000 points just for one drop. Of course, we need to use these external fuel tanks, but it's still pretty fun to use. Okay, and we are here in the test flight just to show a little bit of the mustache that I said before, which you use with the flaps. So you're going to click, it has only one position, as you see, raise it and landing. It's like a flap, and it's just a canard that you can actually use, and that's why they call the Milan as the flying mustache. I'm going to show to you, it has one little thing that you have to consider. Of course, we have the radar rangefinder that I forgot to mention that it's still there. So it is very similar to the Mirage 5, and I cannot get the information if the thing on the nose is actually a laser designator, a laser rangefinder, or if it's a camera for, you know, reconnaissance. So if you know, let me know in the comments, and I will address it with the ping. So as you see, you can, let me drop these bombs. And as you see, it has a max speed. As you're going to see, we're going to fly to 600 kilometers per hour, and then it will 600 and something, maybe 700. So yeah, it automatically goes inside the aircraft, as you see. And if you want to open them again, you have to lower the speed by a lot. So you have to consider that. It is not the most usable canard ever. I still think that it should just give in the normal canards that the Mirage 3 had. But as you see, as you're going to see, it's around 500 kilometers per hour. Let's lower the speed a little bit. Yeah, it's 550, 520, something like that. You can actually open it. And it is something that helps. You get a lot of AOA. But if an aircraft that it's very low on speed already, you're not going to change too much on the maneuverability. It's a little bit better, you know. You cannot feel it directly, but it is a little bit better. Yeah, you feel it a little bit, but it's just so little that doesn't change much, you know. It's still a problem that you're going to have to be very slow to actually use these. So it can help you in some dogfights, but it's not the most amazing thing ever, you know. It's not something that you will use normally in a battle. I never used in a dogfight, only for landing and takeoff, which helps a little bit, especially when you are fully loaded. But as you see, you can get a lot of good AOA with this, but it doesn't change the fact that the Mirage loses a lot of speed, of course, being a delta wing. So yeah, this is it for the Mirage Milan, and a very good aircraft. To be honest, I wish we had like the Mirage 50 that I said, but still a pretty fun aircraft to have. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, click the little bio icon, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.